welcome to my channel. Wonder what it looks like taking a baby on flight. You are gonna come with me with my 9-month-old for a 13-hour flight from Vancouver to Beijing. It's my baby's first flight and I'm taking him solo. If you wonder how I packed for baby's flight, where to change baby's diapers on the plane, or how did the baby bassinet work out for us, or you're just curious about how long the baby slept through this 13-hour flight, or did I get any sleep at all, then just keep watching. And I will be adding timestamps to this entire video so I can jump right where you want to start. So we arrived at the airport with 2 large suitcases and a foldable baby stroller, and of course my carry-ons. Today we are flying with Air China and we are departing from Vancouver. Checked our luggages, now let's go through security. So any baby products I do not want to put in a basket directly for hygiene reasons. I did buy some transparent little bags to organize all of them. So on the top left I got electronics, and on its right baby formula, and on the bottom left that one has got the baby skincare and baby food. One on the bottom right corner, those ones are the toys that got batteries. And I'm bringing ready to drink formula for my baby on the flight. It is a bit more than what my baby usually would take for 13 hours, but you never know in case of any delays, or he just wanted more milk on the plane to get comforted. So basically the answer is yes, you can bring liquids over 100 milliliters of ready to drink formula as much as you want, as long as you're traveling with a baby. These rules can very much be different, so please make sure to check with the airline. And in my case, the security did take out each bottle and scan it with the device manually one by one. Now it's almost time for boarding, so I'm just going to change his diaper. I just really appreciate how big this family washroom is. So much space, and I just parked my stroller too far away. The boarding went smoothly. I just folded my stroller with one hand while the other hand was holding my boy. Well, I do have other bags that I do have to carry, so the flight attendant was able to help me to place my stroller. I did already post this in short, and it is so light. It's only 9 pounds. And just to give you some reference, my cat is 11 pounds. So it's lighter than my cat, and I can easily just put this folded stroller up on the overhead bin on the plane with one hand easily. 1:15 now, the plane is taking off and you hear the noise, and the baby is actually doing even better than I predicted. So you see this bear he's holding is actually a beaver or something. So this huge battery we brought through security, that is to insert into this bear, and he was just holding this thing that he loved so much. There were definitely so much distractions and new stuff happening all at one time. I don't know how he did it, but he literally just fell asleep when the plane was taking off. I've always thought this would be the most challenging part of the flight, being with the baby, because we're taking a daytime flight. So when we got on the plane, all the lights are on and it's super bright. So I just used his swaddle to cover him from the lights and also myself. This way he just felt safer and easier to get into sleep. Now let's talk about seatbelts. Baby is basically sitting on your lap, and the 2 seatbelts are tied together. And that should always be the case when the plane was taking off, because the baby bassinet is not going to be installed until there is no turbulence and it's safe to do so. Just don't worry, the flight attendants will show you how to tie the seatbelts, or they might just tie it for you. It's 2:30 now and he's been sleeping for an hour. We are getting some food. I wasn't going to take any food at all. Flight attendant, she's such an angel. We'll just call her Angel in this video. Like, she insisted that I should have some food, and she was so right about it. You can just see me holding my baby and having food. He's up now. It's around 3:30 p.m. He slept around 2 hours and 14 minutes. Now it's finally time to set up our little station and also the bassinet. So the first thing, I covered the bassinet with the blanket provided by the airline, and then another smaller blanket of our own on the top. Then I noticed the wall which has the bassinet mounted on. It needed some cleaning as well, so I wiped those walls where I think he's able to reach when he's sitting in the bassinet. Baby, there's only so much mommy can do, so don't leak it. Now, for booking bassinets, the baby have to meet some criteria about their age, their height, and weight. And the bassinets usually are booked first come, first served. So after booking the parents' ticket, you want to call the airline. Usually they have a different number for different country or area. Call the airline and then provide your baby's information. And then if they still got one, they will assign a bassinet for your baby. And usually the front row seats of each cabin have more legroom and are usually charged for more fees. But if you're traveling with a baby who are assigned a bassinet, your seat is automatically selected for you, and that is without extra charge. So you're just sitting right in front of the bassinet with your baby. And this time I'm flying with Air China, and their policy is to book 2 weeks ahead of the flight. Which is the earliest that you can call. So anytime before that, it doesn't count. And if you're flying round trips and it's a longer trip, you want to book a reminder for yourself to call the airline again before your returning flight 2 weeks ahead. Something to note that I wasn't fully aware of this before this trip is that if you were to book a baby bassinet and you're sitting in the front row of the cabin, you won't have the regular storage room for your carry-on that is under the seat in front of you. And most likely you will just have a pocket on the wall that is in front of you. I got super lucky because no one is sitting behind me this time. So I was able to put a smaller bag under my seat, which is actually the storage for the person who should have been sitting behind me. After the plane took off, I got one of my bag and put it on a seat beside me because no one's sitting on that seat either this time. And also I did have to get out with my baby and reach something from the other bag that is in the overhead bin. And for this, you can always ask for help from the flight attendants. And now you're just seeing me organizing my bags, trying to put things that the baby will need the most in the bag that's beside me. I'm pulling out a cover for the baby bassinet that I got myself online. So this is really easy to fold and unfold. So it just unfolds once you open the package. And it was a bit tough getting it on the baby bassinet on the plane, but at least it's tight and stayed put. So the plan is to put a light sheet over the bassinet once it's zipped. At least this will be blocking or soften the lights in the cabin, so hopefully it will help him sleeping. It is now 4:10 and he's having his formula. After that, I was able to use the washroom while Angel was holding him. She told me that he looked a bit worrying, but he didn't cry, so that was great. And time comes to 4:30. He took a whole bag of baby food. At his age, he's not having an entire bag most of the time, but gladly I did bring more than he needed. Now going back to the bassinet setup and its cover, I love how this bassinet cover opens from the middle. It makes everything so easy, but in the end the truth is that he didn't sleep much in the bassinet and he preferred just sleeping in my arms. So I guess it's not this cover not working, it's just he didn't want to sleep in this bassinet. But I did still appreciate that this allowed me to have a little bit rest. Also when he's not in there, I'm using it as a temporary storage. While I was having the second meal on the plane, he was able to sit there and having his own snacks. There could be turbulence anytime, so always keep a hand, your arm around the baby, holding the baby the entire time that the baby is awake. That is obviously the best practice. almost 4 hours since the plane took off, and he's still got very high level of energy. So we decided to walk around on the plane, show him around. He was really good at socializing with people, and we chatted a lot. Then we went back to our seat playing with the toys I brought. Besides his favorite toy, his tether, I also brought 3 new toys for him so it could actually get his attention for a little while. Around 5:30, the cabin's light is off, and we are taking him into the washroom to get his diaper changed and get him prepared for his next nap. He's been awake for 3 hours, and they do have a baby changing station here, and it's my first time using this. I brought a baby hip seat, and I have a set of things that I need for changing his diapers, including a pee pad, so baby is going to lie on this pad instead of the changing station. And I have his diaper obviously and his diaper cream. Another preparation that I did at home before we travel is that I will pack the baby wipes into several sandwich bags. So every time I take baby to the washroom, I just need to grab a much smaller sandwich bag instead of a whole pack. So that is my trick. Now 6:15 and we have been on a plane for 5 hours. Gave him another bottle of formula, and it is almost 3 hours since he woke up from his nap. So I'm just changing him into clean clothes and putting him in a sleeping sack. He knows exactly what I'm doing. He knows that I'm trying to put him into bed. So for over an hour, I tried to get him into sleep, putting him into the bassinet, and clearly that didn't work. He fell asleep so easily in the beginning of the flight, and I just started to think, oh, this is gonna be so easy, and he probably will just sleep through like most time of this flight. But it turns out in the beginning he was just so tired, boarding, getting through the security from home to the airport, and blah blah blah. Now he's all charged up and loving whatever is happening around him. He got a bit bored and everyone's trying to sleep, so I decided to introduce him to the world of books. This is a great activity book, especially if you have someone who's even older, like 10 months, 12 months. It will keep their attention for a long time. He did a really good job exploring the book first, and then I tried to show him and getting him engaged and keeping his attention to the book as long as I could. It's around at 8 p.m. I started to snack. So if you're gonna take one thing from this video, just one thing, please bring yourself a snack that you like. Something that is easy to hold with one hand when you're holding the baby. I brought a slice of banana bread and that literally just saved my life because I didn't have any appetite after, all the hustle. I just had a few bites during the lunch of yogurt and fruit. So I was actually starving at this point, and I have been carrying him, walking around. He was standing on me and just moving a lot. So just putting it out there. If you are bringing something for yourself, bring a snack. And also bring a lot of snacks for babies. That seems to be the most thing that helps calming him down. It always works much better than toys. But if you have any recommendations on toys for babies on the plane, let me know in the comment, and preferably smaller ones because the book and the bear I bought this time actually took a lot of space in my bag. The cabin was dark, but where we sit is near the washroom and there's always a light on, so it was a bit hard getting him into sleep. and later I just tried to carry him in his baby carrier. He wasn't able to fall asleep, but he managed to get some rest on me while I was carrying him and walking around. Although he couldn't fall asleep, but just getting relaxed and resting, he's in much better mood right now. Around 8:20, all the lights were turned on in the cabin, and it has been over 8 hours on the plane. He was indeed in such a good mood, saying hi to people, laughing a lot, getting people's attention, trying to communicate. Then about 9 p.m. we started dinner. This time I ate most of the meal. He was able to sit in the bassinet while I eat, and sometimes I would zip up the cover to make sure he is safe, having my hands ready to hold him. All the lights were on. It was really hard to get him to sleep.
Excuse me.
Considering he has been awake for around 6 hours. For the past 6 hours, I was just doing one thing, keeping him happy, calm, so he was relaxed and entertained. Traveling with the baby alone is definitely harder to get any rest while the baby is awake, and also managing other people's expectations, but he could not have done anything better for his very first flight. I finished my dinner quickly, and then I was able to use the washer with him first, getting his diaper changed before there's a line up, and I shushed him to sleep. After a while, it turned all the lights down again. That was great. So he got around 50 minutes or an hour of sleep. So baby is finally asleep in the bassinet. This is the first time since we took off that he is sleeping in the bassinet instead of in my arms. There's still 4 hours until we land, but I'm so glad that I started packing at this time. Finally, I got a 25 minutes of power nap until baby woke up. He cried very suddenly, probably because his ears were not feeling right because of the pressure. 11:04, he fell back asleep in my arms. I was really glad that I was able to pack part of stuff ahead. Put away the baby carrier, the baby hip seat, dirty bottles, clothes, bibs, and also the toys that he seems not to be interested anymore. I packed those back to the bag that is in the cabin above the head, and only keeping food, snacks, and things that I think I would use. And baby was able to sleep for another 2 hours until the lights were on. It's a 1:15 in midnight of Vancouver time. We are getting ready for landing. This is also the time that flight attendants will be taking off the baby bassinet from the wall, and baby is back on my lap again, his seatbelt attached to mine. And 2:03, we are finally here. We finished baby's first flight over 30 hours, and I was so glad I filmed everything to the best I could. And I hope you enjoyed it and find it helpful. If you enjoyed our flight, please make sure to subscribe and like the video. We hope to fly with you very soon and hope you have a wonderful day. Love you, bye!